to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or really ticks me off. Today we're going to talk about something that makes me very happy, as always, and it is Magician Apprentice, Raymond E. Feist. Masterpiece, pretty much. I just love revisiting because I'm later on in the series and seeing everyone so young and innocent. It's really a lot of fun. So I am joined once again by Princess Rennie.
Good morning, Teresa. Hope you are well today.
Yeah, I'm surviving just like, the whole planet. Hey, and all the way from the north and the future, it is the one, the only, the Viking himself, Stieg.
Hello, ladies. How do you do?
Oh, well, we're doing well.
How's
Glad you're
Downton
able to
Abbey?
glad you're able to get some some rest after the coronation. So, yeah. How's the future?
Great. We had spring flowers now, so summer's starting to kick in.
Yay!
So no
Didn't you
more.
just
Yes.
have snow recently and now it's spring
Yes.
again for you?
I
That's
know
crazy.
it is, and I'm not happy with it. It gave me hatred, but it seems to have calmed down. Hopefully.
Yeah, now that we're in May, I think it'll settle. And look who it is. Hello, it is Soul Extraction. Thank you for being here, Soul Extraction. Always good to see you.
Good fellow.
Mm-hmm. You see, it's when you say stuff like that we accuse you of being British.
What?
You said, good fellow.
Yeah. Why is that British?
Because...
It's
you
very
want to tell him, Rennie?
polite. And yeah.
Oh, I always say fellow.
And jolly good fellow, probably, too. Yeah, it's like a British thing, and it's a bit of an old-fashioned one, like happy chappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got accused of being from the 1920s when I said that.
Yeah, during our Conan thing. The character
Yeah.
said they were a happy
Fucking
chappy.
Mara. Mara, the English teacher, had a problem with me using proper English.
Oh, speaking of proper English, we have Ian Rebecca Gold giving us a proper spelling of color. Collour.
That is correct.
Hey, Ian.
That is the non-simplified way of spelling color.
I actually spell it like that, and I spell favorite with a U as well. I was raised on UK TV a lot, and so I wound up picking up spelling habits.
No.
Excellent.
Well, I was taught to spell like that in Ireland, so it always looks wrong when I do the American spelling.
Yeah,
Because
I
it is
totally
wrong.
understand.
Okay, a Soul
You
Extraction
heard it
says
from
happy...
Downton Abbey.
Yes.
Sorry.
The authority, yes.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, Soul Extraction.
Yeah, yes, happy belated
Made me a
birthday.
happy chappy, sir.
My mom was always like, he is a fraud. Because she'll listen in when I'm when I'm with my mom, when he and Mara do their top 10 things, especially if they're there was one where you would talk about what was going on that year. Maybe that was with Lady Gravemaster, and
Yeah,
then,
probably.
yeah, we would listen to
Well,
those segments.
well, she had. I was supposed to do events of that year in the rest of the world, and she was to do the domestic U.S. events.
Hmm.
So I kind of ended up having to speak of English things and whatever it was.
Well, there you go. Oh, Ian saying happy birthday.
Thank you,
Aw.
Ian, who is Rebecca. I'm confused now.
Rebecca Gold is a show that he's directing, so he's currently, I believe, working on season 2, if not finishing it up. So
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
yeah,
Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great when people do this.
yeah.
Yeah. Steve, you can see it on his channel. where you can see the episodes from season 1.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I've been watching retro gaming videos all year, so I'm
Oh
behind.
gosh. I had some friends recommend that I watch the show Barry. So the husband and I watched that show. Do not recommend.
You need to watch. You need to watch Allo Allo.
I know.
Yeah.
It's hard to find though, so that's the tough thing.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I don't have Prime.
Oh, actually, good for you. But as you know, I'm shameless. I give money to all of them. I don't care. Disney,
I have it on DVD.
Netflix, Prime, Paramount Plus, not Stardust, Stars. Wait, did I just shock Rebecca Gold?
No, I think it was me for saying Barry sucks.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, understood. Yeah. I just triggered the whole planet.
I know.
I
Mea
know.
culpa.
I don't even know Barry, actually.
It's a
First
show
I
on
thought-
HBO Max.
Okay. At first, I thought it was like my goodness, I thought it might have been a thing about Barack Obama or like a biography. And
Oh gosh.
You know, if they reboot that show in 20 years, it'll be a member Barry.
It's like a show about a hitman that wants to be an actor, and I don't even know how to even describe a lot of it to you guys without going into detail, which is not what this stream is about.
Yeah.
So
all right. Let's see. All right. Well, speaking of which, let's go ahead and go on with chapter 15, which I haven't opened up yet because I was too busy yapping. You know, I think this first book is longer than the second, looking at it.
Actually, on my end, it looks like the second one is longer.
No. Well,
I
I
was
guess
gonna
it
say,
depends
I
on the
thought it-
edition. Sorry.
I have
Okay.
the author's preferred version in hardcover with the original cover. Costly, very valuable. It's in my bedroom.
you think you're better than us? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
How dare you? I'm going to kick you from my stream. Hello, Timon.
Good morning, Timon.
Your advocate. Well, we've got some conflicts. That's the name of this chapter. The rain was unceasing. Hey, that's your life, Steek.
Yeah.
Except now, except when it's snow.
Oh, it's been
Dolgan
raining.
puffed upon his pipe. And Thomas is sitting there. So they kept trying, said 7 times the dwarves of the Great Towers had ventured out against the invaders, and 7 times they had inflicted heavy losses. But it was very clear that the Serrani's numbers were undiminished because they can just keep bringing people over from their little portals. So, and I just must say, there was a bowl of stew involved at the beginning of this chapter. And every time there is stew, I love it. This is the first time I think we get the feeling that time is moving faster.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Happens when you eat stew.
Oh. I just imagine them being all cold and everything. Oh, and this is where Thomas finds out about Pug. But they say that Pug is dead. Pug fell in the first raid into the Serrani camp and was taken by them. So people think he died, I guess. They didn't see him go through the portal.
Yeah, because
Or maybe
they tell Thomas that he's
that he's
toast.
dead. Yeah. Oh, but I'll tell you what, this is the first time that we really see Thomas and what he's truly becoming. Because Dolgan is kind of leaving him to grieve. But he's like, he had this feeling that, I don't know, there's something was left unexplored, but it was probably best about what was happening to Thomas. Except then Dolgan sees Thomas standing apart, a tall warrior, cruel of fate, powerful in countenance, dressed in white tabard emblazoned with a golden dragon. He's becoming supernatural and terrible to behold. And we have bacon.
Morning,
Thank you,
Matt.
Yeah. So, oh, and then this is when he has the dream. He has the dream where he's in another world or whatever. Tall, graceful
this
people.
was weird to me.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I think there might be a slight lag. I'm working on it. But yeah, go ahead and give me your thoughts on that.
I was wondering if this was supposed to be like the Serani or possibly another creature that's getting involved in this whole fight.
I don't know, Steve. What do you say to that?
If what was going to be a Serani?
Thomas is dreaming because...
Yeah, Thomas is dreaming of a dude.
Well, I'm not going to spoil anything.
I was going to say. Okay, I thought maybe you could come up with a way of saying it without saying it.
Wrong.
Oh,
okay. Fair enough.
Okay, but I shout out to the glory hole that they reached. They reached the glory hole, entering it at the lowest level.
Yeah, because it's probably dwarves on the other side, right?
Of the glory hole?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful of those glory holes. Yeah, lots of action here. And he still keeps seeing more and more enemies, but they don't look like Serani. And he can taste the blood of the fallen, their magic energies that came with him as he drank from their open wounds in the ceremony of victory. And he's like, WTF, what is wrong with me? And I'm like, dang. He's turning into like a cannibal or something. But he also had this hatred of the Serani. He decided he was going to destroy them, whatever the cost.
Yeah, I think he wants to destroy them due to Pug. What he believes happened to Pug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then another dream, we have the name Ashen Sugar. Am I saying that right?
Ashen Sugar.
Sugar, okay.
It's not sugar, no.
Okay, because I've been calling him Ashen Sugar for all these years.
Yeah, that fits, doesn't it? Because he's so sweet, isn't he? Ashen sugar. What's that? Like brown sugar?
Yeah, gray maybe. Okay, Ashen Sugar. That he has a dream where he has one of his little slave girls, and she kind of acts all afraid of him, and he's like, I'll just kill her later. So he's a very brutal, and then there is a dragon there who's awaiting his master, the golden dragon Sharuga. Dun dun dun. So they're going to explain that, so don't worry. Hello, Farthivian Guard.
I know. I'm like, we really didn't get a lot of information in this chapter, so I can't be too excited just yet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Timon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lord Stugglesby. Yeah, actually it was tomorrow. It was yesterday, but we all get confused because we're all in different time zones. And I announced it on Thursday our time because it was Friday his time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens, right? because I have to wish my mother-in-law happy Mother's Day later on today because they're like 15 hours ahead of us. So
Oh yeah.
it's
Talking about
weird.
living in the future. Yeah. Well, in any case, to make a long story short, they're going around having a big old fight, and Thomas gets hit with a poisoned arrows. And he's like, we must. And he trailed away into darkness. And when he awakens.
Oh, well, this is after he killed a shitload of Saroni.
Oh, yeah, he went like a beast. Yeah, you don't screw with this guy.
Yeah, it was pretty savage. I liked it. I was like, go Thomas, becoming a badass. Do it.
Yeah, we look. I mean, yeah, cute little Thomas. Look at him now. Well, and then when he wakes up, he looks into an elf who says, welcome to Rivendell. No, it is another elf that is there, Prince Kalen. So he is in Elvundar. So, which is kind of Lothlorien-like. It has a whole bunch of trees. And it was a stairway carved into the side of the tree, magical place. It just really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Ewok village or Lothlorien. The city is in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking more like almost like Lothlorien, but not quite as cool.
Yeah. Light. Lothlorien light. And
you know what? That should have been in the book. And they saw a city that was like Lothlorien, but not as cool. And then,
yeah.
And then no more descriptions.
Yeah, you're right. And everyone would have gotten it. All right. And so the chapter basically ends with Dolgan saying to Thomas, well, we're going to be here for a while. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, because there's Saroni and Dark Elves kind of like around them on all sides.
Yeah. And then they're going to see the Elven Queen. They mention her, but we don't actually get to see her.
No.
So yay.
She's in book 2.
Yeah. I mean, but check out these elven ladies. They were all beautiful with their hair worn long and down, had jewels woven into their tresses, which sparkled when they passed. All were tall and graceful. We got some hot chicks.
That's right.
Yeah, but they didn't have see-through dresses, so they don't count.
Oh. Well, you don't know. I don't know. Did they say if the dresses were see-through?
No, but if the author meant business, he would have described it.
No, that's true.
Maybe you couldn't put nip slips in books back then unless they were romance novels.
Oh, gosh. Fabio. Timon has 4 time zones, 90% live in only one, so F the rest. Dear. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's this chapter. A lot happens. It's action heavy. I felt it was getting Thomas from A to B, too.
Yeah. And it kind of showed his, not evolution, but his like growth in character. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yay. Yes, we love Thomas here at Miss Martin Muses, or at least I do. And I am Miss Martin Muses. So, okay,
well,
yeah. Anything else before we continue, Steve?
No, it's a Thomas chapter. Dolgan's pretty cool as always, and we get to see Kalen again because he was at Cryde earlier in the book.
Yeah,
nice fellow, and some foreshadowing.
Yes, and it's gonna take me a long time to change that name in my head. Ashen Shugar.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right. Well, before we go on to chapter 16. Oh, whoops! I forgot to press the button.
I mean, seriously, why would someone who probably eats people be named Sugar?
To fool you, so you wouldn't think they were going to eat you?
Thank you, Rennie.
You know, it's an ironic name like Tiny for big guys.
Haven't seen it.
Like how like in some of the older movies or shows, like they'd have like this big fat dude in a biker bar and his name was Tiny or his nickname was Tiny.
Or someone named Slim, but is a fat bastard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like an ironic nickname.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Andrew Matthews, hello, thank you. But I don't think that is what they what they would do for an ancient, whatever, for a big villain in a fantasy book. But I wanted to orientate ourselves. We're looking at the map here of Midkemia.
Could you zoom in?
Well, imagine that I'm glad you asked. So this is the whole world. We're going to be going over here into this corner. The circle on the left. We see we've been in Rillanon. We've been in Krondor. Now we're going... Oh, we were in Elvendar.
Which you have drawn over.
Oh, right there.
So it just says Dar.
Dar. There's Elvendar and Cryde. I love Cryde, so I got excited when we went back. And remember, Cryde, there's the fortress, the lighthouse, and it seems like ships are always just crashing all over the place there. It's the thing to do. And oh gosh, I love Cryde. It's my friend. Oh, oops. Okay. I'm going to go back. I hope you didn't get seasick. So we are now back in Cryde. Enhance. Pour some sugar on.
Yeah, I just got seasick from seeing a picture of a boat.
Oh. Well, what I meant was when the pictures can go by too fast or move.
Yeah, right. And like, you get dizzy whenever it like scrolls too fast sometimes. I don't know. Happens to me when I watch shows or movies. I'm like, whoa, that was too quick.
Yep. Yep.
I
Rennie's on my side.
I just puke from the bad writing.
Oh, well.
Oh, then you're gonna love Barry. It'll help you puke your guts.
Oh dear. Well, maybe Ian's not here to hear you say that.
That's right.
Well, we're back in Cryde, where the Arutha has been put in charge of the defense, and he is a bad ass.
Well, he hasn't yet because it's Garden.
Sorry?
Well, he's not in charge of it. It's the Swordmaster.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Correct. But he had been sent over there, so my wording was imprecise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Liam leaves to send messages to people. Leaves on a ship.
Yes. Yeah, the Swordmaster is garrison commander, but thought the younger prince, at least Fannin, will be less ready to order me about without Liam's backing. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun. So they're minding their own business, and they've been fighting for quite a while. And it's been a year, 2 years, I think. And we go to Carleen, where she was changing into a beautiful young woman of thoughtful introspection. Few in the castle were unaware of the many nights sobbing that issued from Carleen's suite after news of Pug had reached the castle. So you see her and Roland are starting to grow close together, even though Roland's aware that her heart is with Pug. And he gets a little frustrated because he says, I can't fight against a memory, which is very Days of Our Lives school there. It's like, why can't you love me? So, and Father Tully,
he actually tells her off a bit too.
Yeah. He's dead, Carleen. I wish it were not so. He was my friend and I miss him too, but we've got to let him go. Yeah.
I feel like he's too pushy.
Well, it's been years. It's been years though.
Like 2, yeah. But still, it's like he goes through this whole like, I wish you would love me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what? Let it go. stop pushing her. I don't know. If a guy was like that psycho crazy, I mean, be like, yeah, it's kind of a turn off, but you can remain in the friend zone or you can like get out of my life. I don't know. That's just kind of how I felt about him.
Yeah. Well, he said that, to be fair to him, he said that I vowed I'd never stop my attempts to change your heart. And then she says, well, then why did you stop, Roland? So she's kind of like, hey, keep going. And he's like, well, but I'm wasting my time. Don't you hurt my Roland's feelings. He's my man.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think with Carlene, she's very much about like, whether she wants to be with someone or not. She just wants to know that everybody thinks she's awesome or wants to be with her or thinks she's beautiful,
Speaking of beautiful people, thank you, Salty Traveling Sea,
Yeah.
for wishing me a happy birthday.
Yay. Yeah. No, good point. Good point there. I just like Roland, so I will judge you.
There you go.
Is there any male in this book you don't like?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Rennie doesn't like them, and I like them.
Yeah, all of them.
I told you I call him my boys. He's
I know.
really good. Actually, I do. I'm not too fond of Liam.
He hasn't done shit.
No, he hasn't really been around. I think he had a couple of lines.
Yeah, and then he's leaving. When there's trouble, just to send the messages.
Don't ask a question if you don't want the answer.
And me, I'm like, yeah, I don't like him. And yeah, he sucks. And I don't know about this guy. I'm very opposite on that front. I'm sorry, Teresa.
Okay, fine. Hey, it's a free country. Well, okay. I don't like Ashton Sugar.
Okay.
Alrighty. So they've been getting prisoners, and Father Tully, he can speak their tongue. And we learn a little more about their culture because they say that these people, they consider him a quote unquote great one of this world because they hold magicians in such awe. So their magicians are called great ones. So that tells you a little bit of how they feel. And then we learn a little bit about this guy called Taka Shakalaka, who was a slave. And his people ran away, so he was held responsible. So again, a more of a look into their culture. Oh yeah, and then they call him Charles.
His name is. Oh shit!
Whoa, that's a hell of a name.
Chaka Chakala. His name is Chaka Chakala.
Well, I'm glad you're so perfect.
Chaka Chakala.
Chaka Chakala. But the good news is they decided to change his name to Charles. So
yes,
your dad.
You might be king one day.
Yes, he might be king. And maybe he'll recognize you as his bastard son. All right. So from here on out, he's Charles. And then, and by the way, Martin's there because Martin is awesome. And I like the way that they're bantering and talking with each other and planning. He says, should anything happen to Fanon, name another swordmaster quickly. Do not wait for your father's consent. For if you wait, Elgon will assume command, and he is a fool. And then he goes, I thought you were a friend of the horse master. Martin goes, I am, as are all in the castle, but anyone you ask will tell you the same. Take his horses away, and Algon is an indifferent thinker. So he's really good with horses and horse thinking.
And he's actually still thinking the invaders are not from another world.
Mm-hmm.
Because they mentioned that. He's actually still sticking to the fact that they came from across the sea.
Yes.
Years later, he's still sticking with that.
Stubborn. And anyway, as Martin walks away, Roland goes, That man is much more than the simple hunter he pretends. And Arutha goes, he is. Something about Martin Longbow has always made me uneasy, though I never found fault with him. And then Roland laughs, and he's like, why? Roland says, only that many think you and he are much alike. And then check out this line. Arutha turned a black gaze upon Roland, who shook his head. It's often said we take offense most in what we see of ourselves in others. I think that's a great line. Isn't that the truth? We take offense most in what we see of ourselves in others.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, you're a great deal like your father, Rutha, and with Martin having no family, it follows he would pattern himself after the Duke. They're dropping seeds. Oh. And then we have some love. Can you feel the love tonight? Carlene is up. There's the night thunders. Ragged bolts of lightning shatters the darkness. And Carlene is up, like looking out over the southern tower. And Roland says aloud, what a witless fool I am. Not a fool, Roland. And it's a poor night to be upon the tower, my lady. It will rain. And so they basically have a big love thing. And she says to Roland, I've treated you badly. He goes, you've not treated me badly, Carlene. I acted the boor. So you see, Rennie, he admits it. He admits it. He was being an ass.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. She says, no, you've been nothing but a friend to me. You told me the truth, not what I wanted to hear. It must have been hard considering how you feel. Oh, and then Roland says, the first love is the most difficult love, so it seems. Neither of us is free to feel other than as we do, Roland. She goes, will you always be my good friend? I'm like, really? Friend zone him? He goes, I will. I will always be your friend. But then she goes, and he holds her in his arm. Father Tully says that some loves come unbidden like winds from the sea, and others grow from the seeds of friendship. I will hope for such a harvest, Carlene. But should it not come, still I will remain your good friend. Aww. What do you say about that, Rennie?
Well, I liked it until something that happens later. Because I was like, okay, finally, he's going to kind of back off and understand that, she's just a friend. I don't know. I think when people get too pushy and it's like, it feels like the relationship is kind of forced. And it's like, well, to me, it feels like, okay, well, I guess Pug's never going to return and this is the best I'm going to get. And at least he's, showing my affections. But I feel like it's just a bit too pushy for me.
That's fair. But then, after this romance, they see a ship. Because there's always ships. And we get into... Exactly. And they're all like, it's a ship. There are loads and loads of like really cool action scenes here with this. And let's see. It was a pirate ship in his harbor. I think they were expecting Sarani, and then they have a pirate ship, and all of them are dead. Seamen lying dead in their own blood. Said, those bastards killed my crew and fired my ship. And then suddenly it all blows up. He was carrying 200 barrels of Quagan oil. And who is this? Who is this on the ship? It is none other than Amos Trask.
You kind of skipped a lot of Arutha there, though.
Oh, I know. I was trying to. All right. Well, so you tell me what I missed.
Arutha notices there's something wrong with the lighthouse.
Yes.
And then he goes out to investigate, and he gets attacked by Sarani. Kills a bunch of them, gets injured heavily, falling off a cliff, and then he gets on board the ship and finds one pirate alive. who was pinned under a mast or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And he frees him. And then the ship blows up. And
That was a better summary.
and the pirate hadn't told Arutha that. Oh, and Arutha also goes up and lights the lighthouse. So, alerting people to the attack.
Yes. Because Arutha is a boss.
He was a boss in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It was like Rambo. It's like, I just fell off a cliff. It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, I probably had a concussion. That's what it
Yeah.
looked like, because he was kind of, vomiting and getting dizzy. And so we're introduced to Amos Trask,
Yes.
was a pirate and a smuggler. They don't know this yet, but it's pretty damn obvious.
Yeah. And then it turns out that a bunch of the Serrani that come in, they said that the bunch of Serrani came in, the town's gutted. We managed to kill them all, but there's not a whole building left standing in Cridey. So this was a devastating attack. And then she's like, tell me what happened. And Fannin said, it was a Serrani. He said, at first so did we, but after talking to Captain Trask and the slaves with us, we've pieced together a picture. They called it a death raid. They were selected to enter the town, destroy as much as possible, then die without fleeing. So they were on a suicide mission.
Yeah, that was pretty, like, I don't know about you guys, but you have to wonder, okay, how much is their strength in numbers? I mean, how many people do they have that they can just, sacrifice warrior upon warrior upon warrior? Like, because they just kept attacking the castle and dying.
Yeah. And they didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't expect to live.
And the more they do this, the more they chip away at Cridey, because Cridey are not being filled with more people. They're getting their houses destroyed, and more are just being pushed into the castle. So they now have everyone in one place.
Yeah.
Except Martin and company, who are, running around doing cool things.
Yeah. And they also got a hold of Quigan's charts. He said they poured over my charts 50 years of experience. So, and they took pikes, lances, longbows, broadswords, the kind of weapons that they don't have. So, the Serrani, rather. So, this was a devastating hit on all levels. Hello, Jacob Ironside. Hey, all. I didn't have time to read these chapters this week. No worries. No worries. So always glad to see you here and glad you're reading along anyways, because the whole point is, I want people to read. Please read. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and we're going to have a 2-week break until the next one.
Yes.
Because it's my fault this time. I will be busy next Saturday.
Mm-hmm. So, #blame Steak.
Yep.
Well, and I've got Memorial Weekend, so I take the fall for that weekend if you guys decide you don't want to go on that weekend.
Okay, let's blame Rennie.
Yeah, it's all Rennie's fault.
That's right. Put it all on me. I don't give any F's. Sorry, I'm trying to be a good girl lately.
Yeah, I've been trying to. Sieg is not helping, but that's okay.
Well, I don't cuss, though, that much. Like, not as much as you do.
Oh, stop.
No, I actually don't.
No, he's right. I cuss a lot more. Actually, I've been better though, haven't I?
Not on D&D.
Well, you were the only one that said a bad word so far today on this stream.
Yeah, maybe. What was it?
You called the guy's name oh shit. You're like, his name is oh shit.
Yeah, that was horrific, wasn't it?
I was like, well, that's an interesting name. Chakala, I think, is who you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. It was at the 2-minute mark though, because I double checked, so I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was like, oh crap, because you know how they say they don't cuss within the first hour. I mean,
oh
minute
no, I didn't know that.
rather. Well, I think that's more of a monetization thing, but oh well. It's just a good habit to get into. Um, well, and again, we see more maturity from Carlene here because she's sitting there tending to Arutha and giving him broth, all sorts of stuff. So she's not a spoiled little princess anymore.
She's a good sister in this
Yeah.
part of the book.
And more time is passing, or actually, I don't know how much. I got confused about how much time was passing, but now we go back to chapter 17. We have Carlene and Roland sparring against each other. So we all know where this is going to lead. She's thrusting the point of her sword in a low line, and he knocks the thrust with a strong beat of his blade.
Usually,
So
usually a sparring will end with a sword in a sheath.
Good one. Yes, precisely. Though Roland's still a gentleman, so that's not what happened. Okay, yeah, they tell us now she is now 18 years of age. So this is several years after.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah, this is
No,
a long
4
time.
years.
She was 15 when she and Pug got separated.
Yeah, but since
I
the
thought she was
start,
14.
since the start, I think she was 14, and then
Yeah.
from the very start of the book, and now she's 18. She's come of age. She's legal.
Yeah. Oh, and there's nothing about Carlene that is considered girlish. So she's grown up in body, but also in mind. And the little girl, princess, spoiled and indulged, was gone.
Character development. Imagine that. If this had been, this is probably what they're going to do in the show. She's going to be an expert swordswoman from the get-go when she's 14. No training by a male happening.
Yeah, she's going to be training everybody. Well, so Roland's been training, and they're smirking, they're flirting, and he gets her into a hold, jerks her closest, and kisses her, and she kisses him with a passion that answered him. And she's like, Roland, and then someone yells, attack! And he's like, you will go to the cellars with the others. And she was like, no. And he's like, you will go where you are ordered. And he disobeys her orders and tells a guard, no matter what she says, you put her down in the cellar. So we are having a big bad attack. And then this is really, really awesome. There's 2,000 people, Sarani, marching toward Cryde. Get back inside, you rat-beaten, motherless dog. So Martin's sitting out there being a badass. He's been tracking and marking the Sarani line of march. Wait, but isn't he? Yeah. And help. I might ask for your help, Stieg, in summarizing this, because I'm not as good as summarizing battle stuff.
Well,
Hello?
basically, yeah. Well, basically, they attack, and they get repelled and lose, and then one of them shows up to taunt Arutha, because it would be considered dishonorable to shoot the guy, and it would be dishonorable not to go out and fight him, right?
Yeah.
What's weird though, they only attack one side of the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we found out later it's not weird.
Yeah.
But so basically, Martin has someone fire a blunt arrow at the guy, because that doesn't draw blood.
Yeah.
And then they do breach the wall but Arutha goes alone. No, not alone. He brings men with him and fights it off. And the Surani enemies actually salute him for it afterwards.
Yeah, that
For
was
for,
awesome.
for bravery. So they do have a sense of honor.
Yeah.
And so he's getting the respect of the enemy as well. But then we find out that the reason why, um, and I think it's Roland who figures it out, the reason why they're not attacking the other side. And it's because they're tunneling in.
Mm-hmm. When that happened, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and they're literally tunneling in into the room where Carline and the women are.
Yes.
And Roland runs off to help, and Carline actually is a little bit of a beast
Mm-hmm.
because she kills a few of the Serrani as they emerge. So she gets like 2 or 3 kills against trained warriors, which is pretty damn good. And she is taking charge of the escape under the castle until Roland shows up and saves her by seemingly leaping at them, but apparently he tripped.
Yeah,
But
that's a good way to put it.
yeah, I thought that was cute though.
And then Orutha and the others dig into the tunnel and fill it with hay and shit and set it on fire. So they're burning out the rats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how they found out about the caves, because they found a rat with a broken back who had crawled out of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
So it was yeah.
Yeah.
A rat actually ratted them out.
Uh-huh.
And Roland gets injured.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And let's see. Did this run into chapter 18? I think it might have.
I might have. Yeah.
Yeah, I
'cause
think so.
Sorry. But
No,
it's
no, no,
basically
no. Don't be
one
sorry.
long, it's one long battle, though, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. They run into each other.
Yeah, and that's okay because, like I said, I suck really bad at that stuff. So thank you for helping me there. Yeah, one part that I thought was just really cool was when all the people of the castle start cheering Arutha, 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 and then they're like, they're your men now.
Yeah, because Fanon gets hit by an arrow in the back. So
yeah, and he's
what's his name? The horse master was relieved when Arutha named Garden the second in command.
correct.
Yes.
The horse master was next in line, but he clearly didn't want it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have the mind for it. So, meanwhile, yes, after Roland did all that, there was also more romance. And she's like, I've been a fool. You are so good a friend. And more. And he goes, when this is over. Not now, Roland. Not now. And she kisses him again. So, yeah. Romance. A roof is on fire, says Andrew Matthews. Dead man walking. Hello, yay! Thank you for being here. Great to see you. Yeah, and so I think we got up to there. Yeah, just a lot of action, and then I really loved the way Carlene she just shows her quality. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
She's no longer just like a spoiled little girl or little teenager.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, and by the way, that was also after after Roland did that tripping thing, she said, "I do love you." So now they're actually saying it. I love you. Yeah, we had to have some romance. Let's see. She said they were like, I miss Pug, and it's like I was a girl then, a girl with a girl's notion. Some love comes like a wind off the sea, while others slowly from the seeds of friendship and kindness. So they definitely have an understanding. She's basically saying that she's now in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And she's old enough, which means they can bang.
Oh, see.
It's okay. She's outside of the underage realm.
Yeah. Well, first of all, probably back then they consider of age like 14. But also, we've talked about this before. You bang the princess, you can get your rear end executed.
Yeah, but he's nobility though.
That's true.
It would be worse if Pug did it.
Oh yeah. Well, I suppose, but yeah, it's never a good idea. Well, probably in his case, they'd have just had to have a shotgun marriage. So the way we end these friends are, well, Arutha, we leave Arutha with Amos Trask. They're kind of partners now. It was a rousing good fight, says Amos Trask. And Arutha goes, let us hope we can soon be done with rousing good fights. Give orders to prepare for the attack. And then we leave Carlene and Roland with, they stood together, taking comfort in the simple fact of each other's existence. And then there's like 2 pages of something very jarring. We completely changed the point of view, where we have the Kasumimi of the Shiwawasi, force leader of the armies of Kamanev clan of the Blue Wheel Party, watch the enemy upon the castle wall. So returning from the point of view of the Sarani, and he says the black giant would not be too far from his side, the one who stood like a bulwark against every attack upon the walls. That's my boy Arutha. And the green clad one who could race through the woods like an apparition. That's my boy Martin. Taunting the men while he passed their lines. I can't say these names. There's Chingari of the something or other. He's like, force leader, the barbarian fleet is nearing. They will land their men upon the hour. He said, and he's like, now the tunnel is destroyed. Are we going to quit so meekly? There is no shame. Our clan has withdrawn itself from the alliance for war, as of other clans of the Blue Wheel Party. The war party is once more alone in conduct of this invasion. So this is also where we get a sign of not all is well in the within the Sarani, which makes sense that they won't all be on one heart and mind. So he says his choices were now down to 2: withdraw from Midkemia and risk humiliation before the High Council, or sit and wait, hoping for another shift in politics at home.
Yeah, so something's going on in the Sarani world.
Mm-hmm.
Which, is good, because there would be politics going on there as well, hampering the war like it is in Midkemia. So that's good writing, instead of, the enemy being all 100% united, because that usually never happens.
No.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And we will find out about that in the next book.
That's right. Unfortunately.
That's where Pug is.
Yay. Yes.
And someone else that I think maybe.
Yeah.
Rennie
several people. Yeah.
I would like to see if I'm correct about my theory or hypothesis about Pug possibly becoming a great sorcerer with the Surani, because this is kind of what they do. I thought from what these chapters said that they really focus on sorcery and stuff like that. So I am very curious to see if that is going to be his legacy with them.
Yeah. And the slave they freed, that they named Charles, the Serrani, he's not fighting with them because he actually killed Serrani in those tunnels.
I like him. He's really cool. I wanted to see more of him, and that's one thing that I wish that we would have gotten is more cool scenes with him. So
I think you will get it. I don't remember though, but you probably will.
I forgot to change the picture. This was the fighting. So yay, there was the fighting. And hello, Timmy. Yes. Well, the book is called Magician Master, Rennie, so I don't think it's entirely a spoiler that Pug is going to become a magician, a great magician.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was figuring, especially after reading that stuff. I was like, okay, he's probably going to be an amazing magician. This is not about Colgan. So,
yeah.
Only thing that made sense.
So we're going to be shifting our point of view. Am I the only one that felt, though, that was jarring? Because we just got 2 pages and suddenly we're seeing for the first time the Serrani point of view.
Yeah, I thought that was a very good way to end the book.
Oh. It was, but at the same time, it was a bit of a shock to the system, and it was not really expected at that point, and then just, bam, book over. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Where's the next book? Where's the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, since it was always one book, when it was first published, it was all together. And then when it was divided up, wasn't it available also? You just had to buy the next one.
Yeah. The next 2 books after that is like fan favorite central.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Force of Light Entertainment. Why, thank you for being here. Always good to see you. Yeah, we're I think we're pretty much done with any spoiler territory. If you haven't read any of Raymond E. Feist's works, please go ahead and do so, because they are about ready to be probably badly adapted. So it's a good way to experience Magician Apprentice and Magician Master the way Feist wanted it to be.
Yeah, and Feist has nothing to do with the show. He just sold the rights. So it's being helmed by Kiri Hart, one of the bimbos from the Lucasfilm Story Group.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be. I don't have hopes for it.
No. So enjoy it the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, Raymond E. Feist, he's actually been very diplomatic about this adaptation. I think people were trying to get him to say bad things, and all he's really said was what Steeks pointed out. That he's not involved with it, and he hopes everyone enjoys it, and that's all he'll say, which is probably a good thing.
That's very gracious.
Yeah. Yeah, we love him. Oh, dear. And even though it took him 30 years, I'm so glad he finished all of this so that we don't have to worry about the story not being done.
Like a certain other author?
Yeah, don't even get me started. Yeah, my next biography is going to be of Robert Jordan, the man who left the notes for the ending of the story to be written by Brandon Sanderson.
Robert Jordan, who actually fought in Vietnam and got a Purple Heart, while George Martin fled to Canada.
That sounds about right.
Put his money where his mouth was. Yeah, we like Robert Jordan here. He also wrote some of the many.
Yeah, he wrote 7 Conan books.
Thank you.
One of which was the novelization of the second movie.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah, Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah, I have the biography up of Robert E. Howard, which was really a labor of love because I went to visit the museum and took
You know
a
what?
lot of those pictures myself.
You know what kind of struck me though? Robert E. Howard and Tolkien wrote the same kind of thing, that they wrote an alternative mythology
Hmm.
for Europe and stuff like that. So they didn't set out to write fantasy, because that wasn't Tolkien's goal. He wanted an alternative mythology
Yes.
Hmm.
for England. So he's, technically, by his own words, he's not a fantasy writer. You know, he's
No, I agree.
what is alternative history and mythology writer. But here's the thing: I've seen more and more people say that the real American Tolkien is actually Robert E. Howard, because he's actually closest. However, Howard was first, meaning Tolkien is the English Howard.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely from a certain point of view.
yeah. Well, you said it. I forget what the quote is, Steve, but you said a really good quote uh, about Howard is the crazy uncle of fantasy.
Yeah. Kind of, they say that Tolkien's the grandfather of fantasy, while Howard is the crazy uncle. But then again, the crazy uncle was first.
That's true. Yeah. Well, but also Howard was intending to write fantasy and fiction because he was submitting these stories to the Weird Tales and other magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's what, yeah, we love our fantasy here at Miss Martin Muses. So I want to go ahead and, since this is the end of the book, I'm going to throw it first to Rennie. What is your assessment of Magician Apprentice? Anything from the beginning all the way to the end, or even overall?
Well, like I said, at the beginning, it was a bit of a slow burn for me. It was a little bit tough to get into, but I feel like the last maybe 8 to 10 chapters are a lot more enthralling and a lot of excitement, where I don't know, a lot of big things feel like they're going to happen. I I was I think we talked about this last couple, like 2 weeks, or the not last stream but the stream before, where I was very intrigued by the dragon, and then the dragon like just dies. I'm like, oh no, we didn't even really get to know him that well. But I am curious to learn more about Macros, which hopefully he will be in the next book, I'm assuming, because I don't think we've seen the end of him yet. And I am curious to see how how glorious Pug is going to become. So I'm very curious as to far as that goes, as well as I actually really liked the interaction with the Tirani prisoners, or initially they were prisoners, and I enjoyed hearing the interactions and how the culture was in their land, so to speak, and how different it was, in Cride versus where they're from. And it's like, well, no, I either have to die or be a slave. I'm like, God, that's awful. So it just goes to show you, the culture shock between different places. But, at the same time, it's their way of life. So they don't know anything other than that. So I thought it was interesting. And I thought it was really heartwarming to see. It's like, oh, these people are treating us like decent human beings. We'd be happy to fight for them. And so I'm curious as to where that's going to go, to be honest. Yeah.
Would you agree that the slow burn buildup kind of paid off?
It did. It just took a while to get there, but it did eventually pay off.
The Wheel of Time and quite a few other fantasy series does the same, because there's a lot of, you need to set up the conflicts and the characters, and also do the world building. And in this book, you need to explain how magic works as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's going to be more world building on the other world in the next one.
Oh yeah, well, because we're going to see it from the Tirani point of view.
Yes. So the author has to do that too. But it's pretty cool as far as I remember.
Oh yeah. Well, and since we're kind of into the action and all these people coming into their own, like we had Arutha coming into his own, that was kind of his arc. We saw more with Martin and how Martin was. Then you have Pug off in the goodness knows what with the Serrani. Meanwhile,
Pug is actually the least developed, if you think about it.
Yeah, because he couldn't catch on with the magic, right? And
Yeah.
that the whole mentality for me with him becoming a great and powerful sorcerer is, I think, with the human side, right? Magic is learned. With the Sirani, they have it naturally and they just learn how to develop it better. I don't know. That's where my thought process is on this. And since Pug is naturally magical and just doesn't know how to hone it in, I think they're going to be able to help him with that.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Pug was an orphan.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody knows where he came from. I don't know if we find that out in this book though. I think we find out in the series. I don't know.
I'm not done yet, so
No,
I still have to be
I simply don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
think it
think
was
so.
like I don't think it was like a big shocking moment that changed everything kind of thing.
Now Pug's just Pug. And of
Yeah.
course, Anita's going to be grown up by the next time we see her. So we're going to be seeing all of those characters again. And we're going to be spending more time in Krondor. So
There's gonna be more Guy the Bestira.
mhm.
And I think more Roderick. Think so. Can't remember. But like
The
I said,
Crazy King.
yeah, definitely more Amos Trask, and there's a fan favorite that hasn't shown up yet.
Yes, fan favorite. Not to mention, well, Boric.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say it. Shut up. It's okay. It's not going to make a difference. She won't know who he is.
Yeah,
Andrew.
we'll try not to spoil before from this book, Andrew. But
Yeah.
yes, you're correct.
Yeah, that's not really a spoiler because there's no context.
Yeah,
But
no.
don't Google it, Rennie, because a spoiler might come up. Spoilers will come up with any of these characters. Yeah. Yeah, we love. Well, we'll talk more about that. So, in many ways, I like the second part of the book better than the first. Not that I have anything against it, but it's like now all the characters, all the chess pieces are in place. I forgot to say Thomas. Thomas being set in Elvondar with the elves. So now we're going to move forward towards where the story is going with all these different moving pieces. Is going to be a blast. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, we did say that we are going to not be doing it next week because it's all Steke's fault. It's all his fault and you can blame him. But for the first time, I think. So this is for the first time, it's all Steke's fault. Yeah. So let's see. We wanted to read about 7 chapters. Let me look at the pages. We have, if we were to do up to chapter 20, my gosh, these are long chapters. Jeannie Mac. Because it's 100 pages from the beginning of the book to the end of more than 100 pages to the end of chapter 22. So even only, let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 4 chapters. That is more than 100 pages.
It's fine by me.
What do you say we do that? Rennie, does that sound good if we read from chapters? Oh, wait. For me, I have those numbers. I guess for everyone else, it would be chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4.
It's fine
But it's
by
100.
me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. And if you're not sure, everybody, stay tuned. I usually put it in the pinned comments of this live stream. So that's where you can find it out. So yay. Whew, I always feel like when we get to the end of these, like my brain's exploding. We've been only going for an hour, but there is so much information.
Yeah, and
And
the book we're starting next time will be the last book review we do, like this
yes,
anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, yes, we will be doing, maybe some little reunion things because I still have my fantasy tavern show. So that, but just life. And we've been doing this for nearly 2 years. And I think by the time we get done with Magician Master, it will be an even 2 years because it'll
Oh my
be up through
goodness.
July. Yeah. Yeah. We started this with, it was me, Steeg, and Lady Gravemaster. In
And Rennie,
July. Yeah,
Rennie,
but yeah, Rennie. Yeah, I know, but Rennie came in like about a month later.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
because
late to the party,
oh,
but
she was
yeah.
hanging around,
he
but
was
and then
late to
Steeg
the
goes,
unexpected party.
That's right.
yes, exactly. No, yeah. Steve was like, "Hey, why don't you invite Rennie?" And it's like, "Yeah, Rennie." And the rest is history. The rest is history. So we started in late July of 2021, and we will be finishing probably around July of 2023. It will be our 10th book. So for everyone's OCD, it is perfect. It is perfect. I'm not sure what that means, Matt G. Those emojis.
I think
The
he's unhappy that the dream is coming to an end soon.
Oh,
Or
like
the
sad red eye. Okay,
Yeah.
sad. Okay, I was like, is that evil? Is that?
Yeah.
Aw. Well, it takes a lot out of me. And it's not that I haven't enjoyed it, but whenever it's just it's just time. It's just time, and life has changed for a lot of us, and there's things that we really need to be getting done on Saturdays. That doesn't mean I won't every now and then do some things on a Saturday show. You might see me on someone else's, but it's just the way it is, and I've been enjoying so much all the people I've met through this and all the people that have been through this on a journey with us because I want to share. I want to share what's good. And please stay tuned to Miss Smart Muses because I am going to be starting a new series called The Pub Crawl. By the way, Rennie, stay tuned.
Oh.
And it's a way that I think I can continue this, but not be on a set schedule because I guess it's no secret that I am caregiving right now. And that's rough. And that's rough sometimes being tied to a schedule, especially, you just don't know what's going to happen. I had, well, once I had a hurricane, that kind of sucked. But, we've had a few medical situations and it's, just the way it is, just the way it is as our parents get elderly. So, thank you everyone that's helped distract me too from these things because we need to have entertainment, and that's what entertainment is supposed to do. It's supposed to take you away from the crap of the world. You don't want to have the world flung back in your face. Now that's not to say that you cannot learn lessons from fantasy because there's universal messages. Like I love that line when Arutha, was it Arutha? It was Roland told Arutha, sometimes what we dislike in someone else is what we see in ourselves. Oh, that's something to reflect on. Is that why? Am I protesting too much? It's like, is that a part of me that I don't like? Something that makes you think, and maybe something that makes you reach out to somebody else. Maybe this is going to inspire you to start reading these books. Go to the thrift store. Start buying up these books with the old covers before they disappear. Maybe even start your own book club. Oh my gosh, people are being awful. Yeah, meteor advocate Timon. I so understand you, Teresa. Yes, I know, and I not to share, of course, but we're all going through a tough time, and it's going to be story time with Miss Martin. I'm going to put my teacher hat on. The more you know, it's because of what we're all going through that we need to stick together. Okay, be kind to each other and support each other, have fun with each other, lift people up. There's so much nastiness in the world. There's so much nastiness in the world. Let's all open up a book. And I think that's what we've been able to achieve here with Rennie Stieg and Lady Greymaster. She's been able to come. We did have Lady Toriel for a while. Reasons she's not been able to make it with us. It's the same idea.
Basically, if the real world sucks, take a vacation to Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will tell you guys something that I've noticed. So this is, I don't know, at least with, maybe the recent couple of years, is I noticed that I get a lot more responses and a lot more attention on social media when I post things about how happy I am or how much I enjoy something. Or even like recently, I did this silly little anniversary post with me and the hubby and how happy we are. It got a lot of attention because I think there's so much negativity that when you say something positive or you say, I really like this or I really love this, it seems to, make people gravitate towards you more in the world that we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I agree, grab a good book and enjoy it, read it, watch, the movies that you love or, something that you love, and spend the time with the people that you care about because, life is short. So enjoy it. I totally agree.
Yeah. You never know when you're going to lose the ones you love. I mean, I lost my brother, even though he's still with us. Happened when we were children. He got severely brain damaged, and so you just never know. You never know. And then, of course, I've had a lot of cancer in my family. Simultaneously. So not to talk too much about my personal life, but you just never know. You never know. Oh dear. I've personally noticed how much attention I got when I shared the little story of what Return of the Jedi meant to me. I haven't gotten that many views, that many likes, that many retweets, maybe ever. I really don't think I have. And all it was just telling the story of just that day, when Mom took us to line up and we watched Return of the Jedi. And Stieg's, I'm going to call out Stieg, little, posting movies he's watched or posters or covers of books. I mean, those are so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Gina. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. So find something you love and do it. Find something crafty and do it. I like to craft. Find some video games and do them. But I still think it's really, really cool that we're ending on number 10. I mean, I just think that's perfect.
Yeah, it's a nice even number. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, now that everything's gotten serious,
Oops.
Well, Timon's sitting there praying for a meteor to hit us all. But no, but that's what the pub crawl is going to be all about.
Timon should read Dragonlance because that's what happens.
Oh, yes. Actually, Timon, you would love it. You'll get your wish.
Basically, oh yes, it is. The priests fuck around with the gods too much, and then they try to contact the gods or something, and then a meteor gets tossed from space onto the planet, so they got to reply.
Okay, for some reason I thought the technicality of it was more like a big earthquake and all that, but that was caused. Oh gosh, I'm going to be an idiot. That was caused by all that.
Yep.
Yeah. They dared.
The gods basically said, "Fuck off. Here's a meteor."
Yeah, you see, and that's what. Hello, Corey. And Timon says, "Meteor, comet, asteroid, small moon. I'm not picky." Oh gosh. Oh dear. Meteor, comet, asteroids, or alien invasion. We can always we endorse alien invasions here at Miss Martin Muses. Speaking of alien invasion, someone from Australia.
They're not alien invaders. They're dreamers.
Oh my gosh, Steve. But you're not wrong. Good day, people, says Tyron. Oh, gosh.
Hello, Tyron. Hope you're well today.
Long time no see.
Yeah, what? Is he in the next room?
He's downstairs in the living room.
Yeah. Apparently, Corey liked your joke. Yeah, because Steve. Okay, my channel's not monetized yet. But Steve is going to do his damnness to get me demonetized.
The moment you barely get monetized, it's like, well, sorry, we had to demonetize the stream because.
Yeah, like
after 33 minutes and 15 seconds in this video, this happened. And it's me saying something racist or I don't know what the hell it is.
It's not really racist. It's just it's the word edgy.
I just say the truth, though. If you think about it, it's nothing.
Well,
well, it's your truth.
Oh gosh, don't give me the your truth garbage. No. Yeah, this is the free for all, by the way. So if you're hoping to have a great discussion of the book, yeah, we're done with that. We're just hanging out here. Let me put this up here, free for all. It's not even that. Sometimes it's just inappropriate. Like this. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to say it because I had to edit it out. But that's okay because that's what we do here at Miss Martin Muses. Apparently, I'm trying to be a good girl, but I think the only channel Catholic explaining, I think we do behave ourselves.
You know what? I've actually not gotten any channel in trouble except for Maura's once when I had her play a clip of an old commercial, and it got her the video demonetized or whatever it was.
That's true. That was the one about the airplane.
I don't know what it was. Something, yeah, it was like some guy farting at the airport or whatever it was. It's just some stupid old commercial.
It actually was really,
which is
funny.
On YouTube. So why is that not demonetized? And I mean, I had it on my channel too with no issues because I had stolen it and put it on my channel with no copyright issues or anything. But as soon as Maura played it, then there was an issue. I'm like,
yeah,
made no sense. So I'm not taking the blame for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. Well, it is what it is. But, I am very happy to, I've picked up some subs and I just like to share. And I've been getting back into my love of nonfiction. That's my thing. Facts are subjective in today's world. Yeah, too bad. Yeah. Yeah, Dadman Walking, if y'all don't follow him, he's been talking about, American football. But maybe one of these days we might talk him into talking about real football because he's, talking about what we call soccer. So he does, I think, Monday nights, I think. I don't know if there's a set schedule. But, I mean, I guess when you live in America, we just have to deal with the fact the helmets and the shoulder pads and all that are part of our lives.
Yeah, they have to put on 20 pounds of armor to play a game of rugby while boasting about their virility.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's the padding or whatever you want to call it that's doing a lot of damage to their bodies. So It's really dumb.
It's a lot of back injuries and knee injuries in American football.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, in normal football, they don't all go tackling people, and like if someone falls down, they all don't jump on him. Like 10 people don't jump on him. In soccer, they get a little bit hurt and they roll around on the ground screaming.
Yeah.
Trying to get a penalty. Oh, speaking of which, I just want to very quickly. Forest started off good against Chelsea, but then Chelsea equalized. So I don't know if they lost or not.
No, it's 2-2, but it ended 2-2. Southampton got relegated though for the first time since 2012.
Oh man!
And Leeds got a draw, so it's getting interesting in the relegation battle.
Okay, but Nottingham Forest, I thought for a bit that they were going to win because that was a win they needed.
Yeah, no, they got a draw though.
That's better than a loss, I suppose. Well, they got
1 point. Yeah.
And the goal differentiation. Let me see here. So yeah, poor Southampton. First they killed the Titanic, and then they get relegated.
That's happened before.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Man City is still ahead of Arsenal. What else? Nottingham Forest is now in 16th. They're ahead of Everton, but there's not a lot of... Well, they're 4 points above Everton.
Yeah, so Everton has played a match less, though.
Oh.
And I think they're playing Man City.
Oh, no. Wait, Everton's playing Man City?
I think so.
Oh, well, screw Everton. Okay, sorry, I thought you meant Forest was going to play Man City. Like, oh,
no.
Yeah, I'd love to see a few new NFL players, says Corey Cochran, give hockey a try for the LOL or rugby. Just for the LOL, yes. Oh, gosh. Tyron says, Miss Martin Muses, it's cricket season here in Texas, though. Hot as balls and just getting warmed up. Oh, my God. Cricket. Well, I'm still willing to be changed. I'm willing to have my mind changed. Meteor Timon says, don't talk about relegation, Stieg. My team is in the danger zone, and the team sucks this year. Is that for the Brazilian league?
He's a fan of the Corinthians, I believe.
Yes, I was going to say the Corinthians. I always remember that because of the book of Corinthians. Well, I'm really sorry. Well, my team's been in the relegation zone too. Well, I hope they pull themselves out of it. Steek's team almost made it to the playoffs to move up, but they
for the 5th year in a row, they fuck up during spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well.
I will say I do love my NFL, and even though it's cheesy and everybody gets injured, been watching it forever, and I'm very curious to see what Green Bay is going to do without Aaron Rodgers this year. So I am excited and looking forward to that because he's just been dragging them down. So we shall see.
Okay. Yeah, Rennie's sitting here going, curse you all, you football hating.
Everybody is entitled to, feel however they want to feel, but I'm still going to like it.
Yeah. Soul Extraction says, got to head out to make mom some lunch. Have a good day, folks. And whoever it apply, happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Well, yay. I guess I'm a mother of cats.
Yeah,
I have a t-shirt actually that has that, like the mother of dragons.
Pet parent, like they say at PetSmart.
Oh gosh, pet parent. It is not the same. Hey, I promise you, cats do not cost as much as a kid.
That's true.
And when cats get sick, you can just put them down. You can't do that with a kid.
Well, I mean, there's a first time for everything.
That's true, though. But if you want to put down a cat, you do need to own a sledgehammer.
Oh my gosh.
No, you take them properly. Never. I'm not even going to talk with you about this. Yeah, it's hard.
Dude, it's funny because my cat is very well disciplined by me, but whenever she talks to the husband, she's got him wrapped around her little paw. So he's like, "Oh, you want this?" I'm like, "Would you stop spoiling her?" Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Corey Crocker makes a good point. At least the NFL is not as big of babies as the NBA players. They cry if you look at them. Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh, yes. And they're all tall enough to just basically walk up to the basket and dunk most of the time lately.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Timon Flip says his younger brother has 5 cats. His house stinks. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Dang. Well, on that feline note, you got anything coming up, Rennie?
I believe I will be on Mr. Brown Alliance's channel tomorrow afternoon around 4:30 Central. And then we'll be back here upon the return for the Magician Master.
Yay. And I think that's it, Steve.
What?
Do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, Maura's top 10 on Wednesday. Top 10 soundtracks.
Nice.
And he's dedicated to you and Gravy D, who has a birthday on that day.
Darn right.
So yeah, that's what she and I will be doing, and then I don't think anything until next time we do this.
Yeah. Yeah, but every now and then you'll pop up around. And then, of course, with me, I don't know. It depends on. You'll sometimes see me on Nina's Sunday Night Hangs, depending on what they're watching. If it's something I've seen, I'm going to be around here Friday. Another biography of Robert Jordan's going to drop, God willing. And yeah, just look for me around and I'll wave. So I want to thank everyone for being here and, being so supportive. And I'm just, my gosh, that's an old cat. 24. Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. What if mine lives to 24, Steve?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Mine's 11. So
mine's going to be 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. She's supposed to live forever, but I'm not going to do anything weird like Pet Cemetery. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Corey Cochran, Meteor Advocate, Matt G brought the bacon, Soul Extraction, Tyron, the Australian, Dad Man Walking, Force of Light, Salty Texas, Jaina Catania, and her husband, Copacabana, Jacob Ironside. Let me see. I want to make sure if I miss anyone. Oh, Tim's Talk came by. Wow, we had a lot of folks stop by. This is great to see you. Andrew Matthews, thank you. Who else? For Vivian Guard. If I missed anyone, please do not take it personally. It just means I missed you. Oh, of course, Ian was here. Have a great. Oh, wait, got another comment. Oh, 27-pound, 24-year-old cat.
Whoa.
Dang. Have that's diabetes on 4 legs. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain. Oh gosh!
Always use the lower hole for the glory hole in case there's glory.